So when talking about carving cakes, as you can see, I've already ganashed this cake and kept it ready, but we definitely have a part 1 of this, how I carved the cake from a 9 by 9 inch square cake, and we'll be soon uploading it with you guys and sharing it with you guys. First of all, I would like to thank Home Bakers, Anjana and team for giving me the opportunity for this demo. Here when we talk about carved cakes, I prefer to work with templates. Obviously, if you don't have templates, you don't know how you're going to work around, right? So this is what the exact image of my horse face would be, right, by the end of the complete fondant draping and everything. So when we talk about okay, so many will be having a question like what size should I opt for. That actually depends on you, how big you want your cake to be, right? Because when carving there is a lot of definitely scraps which are wasted. आप अपने बच्चों को खिला सकते हो केक पॉप्स बना के. Fine. So what I do is first I get a print of my template, and then I decide on what size of the cake I want, or vice versa, both the ways it is fine. Here I have taken a 9 by 9 inch square cake. You can even go a bigger size of like say 10 by 10 or 12 by 12, right? And you can get a printout accordingly. The size which I preferred was this, so I took a printout for this, and now I'll be cutting around the edges of the print. Okay, here I'll cut the ear portion also, so it will look something like this, right? So ears we are we are going to place it later on, so that obviously we don't require. It is only when we place it on the finished cake we would need the exact position, so we will have such a template handy. How many templates you would need? You would need at least 2 to 3 templates printed. So while you're working and when you're carving your cake, you place your templates on like this on the cake. So obviously the paper which you are going to put on the cake is going to get smudge, oily or buttery or something like that. So definitely you would need another template here, right? So I'll just show you how I'll cut my template. Okay, I'm just cutting out the ears here, but I'll not let it go away. I'll just keep it handy for later use. Can cut it from here straight. That's it. This is the way we need the template. Now I'm just keeping it here to show you how I have done it. Okay. Now this edges which you see they're bulking outside, that's okay. We'll be covering with fondant in such a manner that everything will be hidden, right? A little bit more I have kept so that it looks it has the body part a little more prominent here. Okay, I'll just start rolling the fondant. I'm starting to roll a white fondant here. You can even start with a base color like a light brown shade of fondant you can start with, or a peachish fondant also for that sake. White is also good to go because we're going to airbrush the whole stuff. So obviously the color, the final product would be different. Knead your fondant pretty well so you don't have cracked tops. Dust a little bit of corn flour on this. We don't need it too thin also. It should be thick enough. I'll show you once I finish rolling it how thick we need the fondant to be. Okay, see, it has to be this much. Alright, so I'll just get the cake here now. Now with your palms, slowly first do the edges like this. Okay, I have given a dent over here and a bulge over here so that it gives me a proper 2D effect of the horse face. So I'll just try and get those markings proper. Rest we will use the template to create all the necessary stuff like the nostrils and the eyes and everything. Now to push the gap between this, what you can do is you can cut a small slit like this and start pushing it slowly. And with the help of your fingers, just try to push in this one. Just cutting off the excess from here. Okay, so now I'll just cut off a little bit of the edges and remove the excess. I'm not cutting it too much of inside, because when I start smoothing out all the edges, if there is no excess, the cake portion would be seen. Using a fondant smoother, start smoothing out all the edges and giving the curves like this. Pushing the edges like this. Now with the help of the soft smoother, what I'll do is I'll tuck in the edges this way, so it gives me a rounded effect. You would need this fondant for later for the ears and all. Now working with the template, now I'll place the template this way and get the points like the nostrils, the eye area where I am exactly looking for. Okay, with the help of a ball tool, I'll just push this portion a little bit down like this and create a nostril portion. I hope you guys can see it.
Yes, we can see.
Yeah. Okay, now for the eye portion, what I'll do is I'll use the ball tool and I'll create a marking like this on the cake. So I get the exact location where I want to fix my eye and all. Okay, I can see it over here. I hope you guys can see it. You won't be able to see it. Let me push it a little bit further. Like it's here. Okay. Now again with the help of my ball tool, I'll just make a small indent like this. So I know I have to make the eye here. Now the smile portion. Okay. So when you airbrush the whole thing, everything will look very pretty. It will come together as you want. I hope you guys can see the markings here, right? Okay, for the eye area, this portion, the base area, this one, it needs a little bit of more budge, right? So what I'll do is I'll push on like this a little bit further and give a lift over here, and a lift on this area, right? Here also we can have a little bit of dents to create a body structure. Okay, that's it. Fine. Now with the help of a little black fondant, we'll create the eye pupil. Just roll a ball like this and place it here. It's quite big, so I'll just make it small, and a little bit more flat. It has to move in like this, right? Okay, now what I'll do is I'll create some lid for the eye. Just roll a little bit of white fondant like this and place it like this. Flatten it a little more. We don't want it to look too high. Now the base portion, I don't want it to look too much, but a little bit more. Just this is not required as well. You can leave it as it is also. Smudge it with the Dresden tool. Like so, just lifting a little bit from here. This is the eye area which we got it done. Smooth out. Okay, now creating the hair. Again using the template and checking where you need the hair till it's still here. Okay, there are two ways of creating the hair. Either you roll like this and start placing and giving lines with the help of your Dresden tool. Okay, and there's another way. What you can do is you can roll it like a little bit long like this, right, and with again the help of your Dresden tool keep marking like this and start placing like this. I prefer to use the first method. It is a little time consuming, but it looks really pretty on the cake, right? So they shouldn't be too thick or too thin, just apt size, few small, few long, like so. I hope you guys can see this now properly. Okay, the rest I'm putting on the top like this, giving a little bit of wave. Okay, now for this portion we need longer ones, so roll out quite long fondant like this and start curling on your horse face. Try to go in the same direction so it looks nice and even. Few overlaps like this. I'm not going on this side because it is not going to be seen as much. This is the top portion which is going to be seen, right? So just don't fear of the excess fondant. I understand. Okay. Those are the company's call actually. Working from home. Okay. Okay. Yeah, actually. Okay, I'm just placing a few here and there to give it a little more depth and an overlap look, so it looks much prettier. When we airbrush the whole thing, the whole effect is going to change here, right? In case if you find it's not sticking, you can use the gum glue, which is plainly Tylose water, and stick it. Place a few more on the top. You're almost done. Now with the help of a Dresden tool, the thin edge, what I'll be doing is I'll create lines like this. Like this. Okay, in case if you don't have such a tool, what you can do is you can use the back side of your X-Acto knife and create the dents like this, lines. Okay, this way. This gives a very pretty effect and a natural look to the cake. We're almost done. Okay, so now at this stage only, before airbrushing the final thing, what I'll do is I'll create the ears as well, so that we can airbrush everything together at one go, right? For creating the ear, I'm just placing away the cake for a minute. I'll roll a small piece of fondant, not too thin, not too thick, okay? And I'll cut 2 rounds from this. Just a minute. Okay. Now, just elongate a little bit and pinching it this way and creating a ear this way. Thin the edges with the 2 fingers like this, okay, and chop off this area. You can either use a scissor or your X-Acto like this, and just check where we had this paper left with us, where we will place our ears exactly at which juncture. Okay, I'm just bringing it back here. Can you see this? Okay, now I'm just checking where I need to put my ears. One is here and another one is here. Okay, so now this is here. Okay, here one ear is, it goes like this. If it looks too big, you can cut it a little bit more short. And place it here like this. With the help of again the gum glue, stick it. Okay, again go with the second one. Press on the sides, elongate a little bit. Like this, and cut the excess and stick the other one here like this. I would give some support beneath this portion so that it does not fall off.
Urvi, again, I think you need to adjust.
Okay, yeah, can see this now. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm just putting some support beneath it, either a tissue or any bottle or a, something which keeps it holding there. So tissue works the best. So I'll just push this like this here and let it stick here for some time, right? It will hold on the shape after some time. Okay, so now what I'll do is I'll first color this with the base color yellow, right? The yellow will not be too prominent, but yes, it will be like, in some areas we are highlighting that yellow to give it the more natural and that brownish look of the horse face, right? Just give me a moment, I'll push things away from here. Okay, so I'm using your airbrush colors. Okay, this is yellow. Okay, first I'll just test it on a piece of tissue, so if there is underlying any color in my airbrush machine, it does not directly spoil my cake. Okay, it's good to go. I'm just lightly airbrushing the whole area, except for the eye portion. Don't go too much inside the eye. That's it. Okay, I don't have a brown airbrush color, so what I will be doing is I've taken some color in a bowl, brown color. This is Amari's chocolate brown. I'll just show you, right? Or you can use any color which you like, any gel colors, right? And add some baker's spirit to this. We're diluting the color quite a lot. Okay, now with the base yellow color inside, it's okay, you can add in your brown color. Okay,
8 minutes.
start airbrushing it. Can you see the markings are being seen? Yeah. This way, we are good to go almost. Okay. Okay, I'm just running out of the color here. I'll just add a little more color and brush it more. Okay, just the remaining portion. Yes, I need to mix a little more. Okay, you're almost good to go. Now I'll use black airbrush color and It's very little here and there, okay, not too much, otherwise it will look like a black horse. It's just highlighting few areas. Okay, almost there. Okay, now the eye area. Okay, almost good to go. Right, I hope you guys can see this. I'm just going to make the eye a little more proper. I want it to go a little more bigger in this. Just created a little more eye, pupil a little more bigger, and just pushing it in now. Okay, now I'm just airbrushing the brown one to get it more dark, and I'm adding a few drops of black color to it, so it goes a little more darker brown. Okay, now what I'll do is I'll just clean my airbrush machine with the help of tissue, and I'll be using a little bit of yellow to this. Just highlighting a few areas here and there. Okay, you can add a little more brown to this, and now what I'll be doing is, with the help of my ball tool, I'll just create some dents like this. Okay, and I'm just mixing a little more brown. Final touch up. Just fill in the gaps here. That's it. And now for the pupil of the eye, what we have already painted here, airbrush the whole thing. What I'll do is I'll just brush with baker's spirit or a little bit of any kind of alcohol. It can be a vodka also, right, and give it that shine effect over here. Yeah, okay, I'm just placing the sparkle to the eye now. I hope this is visible. Okay, and another tiny dot as well. Like this. Is it visible? Okay, great. This is almost complete. Okay, for the grass effect, what I did is I have mixed coconut with the desiccated coconut with green color, and I have put it in a bag, Ziploc bag, and just mixed the whole color. Okay, and I have greased my board over here like this. Oops, this is not dried. Just a minute. Okay. Okay, I'm just placing a few more hair strands here so it looks more cute. And you can definitely airbrush that. And I'll just airbrush it. I'm adding a little bit of yellow to this. And a drop of black. That's it. Okay, we're almost good to go. I'm just showing the desiccated coconut part. Right now I'm just showing it with the help of like I'm just mixing it right here. You can mix any colors, any gel colors like this, neon green and darker green. Okay, I'm just mixing it with the help of a You can make two different shades of green and mix it together. Now okay, and you can just grease this with either margarine or butter or something like that and start sprinkling your coconut on this, it will stick on it this way. Okay, we're almost done with this. This way you can complete the whole area, right? We're almost done, so I need to check the questions. I'm just taking off my camera. What I did was I took a piece of same color fondant and I just smudge it with the help of the fondant which I use is Confect, and it allows me to smudge very easily, so that helps a lot. In case if you're using some other brand of fondant, what you can do is take some little water and make a paste out of fondant and water and push over them, apply it on that area. It will dry off and it will not be seen as well. Okay. Okay, the brand of which I am using is Omcraft right now. There are many different brands you can look upon. This is a brand, this is Omcraft airbrush, which is a cordless one. You just need to charge it. Without wire you can easily use it, and as you have seen, it was giving me all beautiful colors. I can even control how much color I want on the cake, right? Other than that, there are many different brands in the market which you can look upon, and the airbrush colors which I prefer to use is Sugar Flare colors. These are ready to use airbrush colors. There are many different brands again in this also, so it's all your call. Whichever colors you like to use, you can use them. You can even dilute your gel colors with Evaporex or Baker's Spirit or vodka or any such kind of clear alcohol, and you can use it in your airbrush machine. Yeah, yes, you can. I showed both the ways. I used the pure airbrush colors as well as I diluted my chocolate color with the Evaporex or Baker's Spirit, and I used it in the airbrush and it worked pretty well. Okay, it is basically, see, the ears thickness is the same thickness of the fondant we rolled. I showed it in the starting of the video when I was rolling the fondant. It was the same thickness. I just slightly pinched the edges to make it look little thinner and more delicate on the cake, right? That's it. And it's like I cut and I showed how to trim it off, so it is not very thick. If you see what certain areas, you can minimalize your use of fondant so that you don't give excess fondant to the client. Obviously not all cakes can be made with less fondant, right? So here when I was making the ears, I tried to minimalize the fondant, and the thickness was really, I'll just show you a minute. I'll show you again how thick it was. It was, see, it was this much. Okay. Oh, okay. See, if dry the ganache, right, it would really help you work for a longer period of time. If your ganache is a little soft, right, it would give you certain areas like you might push into your fondant and there'll be a dent in your cake. So I prefer to have a firmer ganache, right? So it allows me for a longer period of time to work on my cake, right? So it is always preferable. You should set your ganache for at least 3 to 4 hours in the fridge. It should not be too too chilling. Your fridge should not be too chilling, otherwise what happens is the ganache jitna jaldi it cools, right, itna jaldi it starts sweating also, so it will give a problem to you. When you're covering the cake, there will be a lot of sweat form on your cake, and it will be like a sticky fondant which you will end up with. So preferably the ganache should be set enough but not too long as well. color marks from the cut mat. Okay, a very good question. Okay, see, what you can do is you can take a small piece of white fondant or any such light color fondant, and I'll just show you. I have some fondant dropped, the colors here. What I do is I rub my fondant on this surface, and it's almost gone. Then I just clean it with the water and everything, so it's gone, it disappears. We are almost good to go with the look. You can see it's almost drying here. It's dry. Where there is a lot of different shades used, like on the hair area, right, it will take some half an hour or so to dry up, not more than that. When you are using airbrush colors and using a good quality of alcohol mixing with gel and airbrushing, the colors, the alcohol in that would evaporate very quickly and it will dry up very fast. Yeah, it was the same thing. It is desiccated coconut, and I just tinted it with green gel color and just spread it over the board. You can you need to first apply a little bit of margarine or butter on your board so that the coconut shred sticks to it. Here I just showed how to do it. You first always need to apply margarine or cover it with fondant and then spread over your desiccated coconut mixture so it sticks properly and it does not go here and there and on the horse's face as well. Yeah, I'll show it again. See, can you see this here? What I did was I stuck it with a little bit of gum glue here, and I placed a piece of tissue paper underneath like this to give a support, and it stays there for at least once you finish coloring your cake, and let it dry this way only at this position, right? Just right before the delivery you can remove this tissue like this and give it. It will be stuck here properly. Yes, Jagriti, we already have the part 1 of this cake where I'll be showing, where I have shown how to, what kind of cake I have baked, ganache, and all the stuff will be shared with you very shortly, right? And once again I'll explain you. It was a square 9 by 9 inch square cake. I slit it into half and ganached it and then carved the shape required as I told initially with the help of a template. See, you can practice it on paper as well. Suggested practice it on fondant so you know how much time it would take to dry as well. So it helps you practice many different kind of textures as well as shading effects on your boards or your cakes. So preferably what you can do is you can roll a piece of fondant on your board, stick it properly, and then start practicing on the same. Okay, it's actually, see, what I can do is I can share it later on in the comment section, because it was my father-in-law's birthday on 18th of April, and we had lots of other sweets, so I didn't bake a cake for him. So I would wish, I wanted him to cut this cake, so I'll just share it once I cut the cake. I hope that's fine with you guys. Okay. Yes, you can keep it suggestible that like it's not too hot. AC room, yes, but the AC should be directly on the cake so it does not go soggy or does not spoil off. Yes, and the cake should not be very old or the ganache, everything should be fresh, in short, because if it's old ganache or previously a week or 2-3 days back you have baked your cake and then you're ganaching, and then after that all the processes which is like lasted for a week and you're completing your cake and keeping another for 2 days out, there are chances you will spoil your cake. Okay, so it's preferably if you're making a cake and you're planning to keep it out for 2 days, at least try to work as the number of days should be less. Yeah. Okay, it is edible colors which we are using, so it is not going to harm, right? What people are eating outside, I would say they would, they use such quality of colors, or maybe so much of colors is being offered to them that they consume it with a happy face, right? And we are not going to give them so much of color. It was hardly half a teaspoon of color which we have used in every shades, like only the brown shade would be a 1 teaspoon shade of color, and that too we have diluted the color, right? So it is not going to do any harm, and plus we have started with the white base of the fondant and we have not used any colored fondant beneath the cake before coloring the cake, right? So it is not going to do any harm to you. Okay, that would be better way to understand. Okay, yes, edible glue is just a mixture of Tylose powder and water, and you leave it overnight and you will get this gel like substance, and that is what is your edible glue, right? Tylose powder or even CMC works, but I prefer to use Tylose, it sticks much better. You get ready to use edible glues as well. Okay, and for mixing with the luster dust, you can use either Evaporex or you can use Baker's Spirit. You can even use alcohol base like vodka. Any clear alcohol will help you out. Lemon I wouldn't suggest because it gives that tangy taste to your cake and it does not dry very fast. Okay, height. The height and the weight would be approximately 1.5 kg, because I baked around a cake which would end up at 2 kgs, but by carving and cutting we end up losing, we lose up a lot of cake, right? So the end result of the end product of the cake would be like 1.5 kg, and the height is hardly 1.5 inches tall. It is not beyond that, because I cannot make it too tall, it won't look like a horse thereafter. Yes, of course, yes, you can, you need to use, see what happens is, here I was gradually shading the whole cake and I was using only 3 different shades, right? Like first I used yellow, then I was using brown, and then I was using black, right? After the black, I cannot immediately use yellow because the black would overpower the yellow shade, right? So what I would do is I'll just clean my airbrush quickly and I'll use the yellow, right? On this particular cake, what happens is I was shading it with black as well as brown and yellow, right? So gradually, if I don't clean it much also, I can repeatedly use the same airbrush for the airbrushing part. Yeah, but in case, for example, if you're shading a fondant based cake with say a pink and then blue, then obviously you would you will have to clean your airbrush machine, otherwise you will end up having a purple shade on your cake which you didn't want to have it. What I did was, when I airbrushed the colors, right, the airbrush colors on the black will not be so prominently seen, that whether it's yellow or brown. So the colors which were there on the eye pupil, I just use my paint brush and just smudge the colors with the paint brush like this. I hope you guys can see, right? So now what happens is, because of the airbrush colors, when I paint it on the eye pupil, it gave me a shine. Other thing what you can use is, you can dilute a little bit of your glucose syrup and just put some on that area and paint it with your brush, and it will give that beautiful shine to the eye. Thank you so much. Yes. How sweet, how sweet. Thank you so much. The pleasure was all mine. I thoroughly enjoyed making it live. Yeah, sure thing. It's Urvi's Creamy Creations, both on Facebook and Instagram. You can follow me on Facebook with the same name, Urvi's Creamy Creations, and on the Insta is also Urvi's _creamy_creations. So I can just share the link if possible later on. Oh my, thank you. That was great. Thank you so much for that. Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much for the opportunity. Yeah, yep, thank you. Yeah, bye.